Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel. I thought today would be a great day to do the first journal with me in the 2019 Commonplace book, and I got out just some different things that were just kind of monotone, kind of along the same color tones, and kind of plain today. And I had printed this on vellum, these pine trees, and I just love them. And I thought maybe we would incorporate this into a page. I kind of want to do a little bit of a collage today, not anything bulky or anything, just a nice little collage spread, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Now we just have to choose a page, and I never like to use the very first page. Just don't. I just don't. But I will use this one or this one. So we have about 5 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches to work with. So let's start building. So how is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing all right. I've got some work to do, so I just figured I'd do this real quick, and well, we'll see how quick it is. So I can stop distracting myself with you know, non-essential things that are taking me away from my task at hand. Let me think. Oh, I know what I want. This is from my Defined page, and it had forest and woodland in it. So I was thinking about cutting these out and perhaps using one or both of those. And I'll rip those out. And then I've got my number quotes, and I've got my verbiage page that I've sliced into slices so that I could, you know, maybe I'll want to use one of those. I have a little piece of old sheet music, just a scrap. I've got a grungy piece of super old textile of some sort. This is just some craft, like packing paper, wrapping paper, and then just some tea-stained paper that was laying around. So again, we've got about 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And this is about 7 inches high, so we can't go much beyond, above and beyond. Okay, so I love this grungy, isn't it great? Oh, it's good grunge. It's good grunge, man. So I thought I would just kind of start, I don't know, building some kind of a frame, maybe a frame type dealio. Do I squeeze that over? Yeah, I think I do. Maybe even over and above that. And then of course this will get, you know, ripped down. It's a little wider than I need it to be, so we gotta shorten it up here. There we go. That's okay. Ink this edge up now that I made it all pristine by ripping it. There we go. Get this a little bit more just in case, and maybe angle it back a bit so it's not quite so squared off. Maybe like that. And then this here-ish. Let me see how long this is. That is 8.5. So this needs to be trimmed up a bit. Just cut off about an inch. We'll see what happens there. And I kind of wanted this to layer over the top somewhat, because I want to sew it together, at least put a couple of stitch lines in it somewhere. Somewhere. Let's see. I think on this one I've got one that says field notes. I might want to use that. Kind of like the forest, and I'll rip it. So let's see what's new with me. Okay, so we live in an old house. Well, it's not. I mean, it's old to some and not old to others. It was built in 1954, so it's not new. And we are the second owners, if that tells you anything about what it looked like when we moved in. So slowly but surely we've been, you know, updating and that kind of thing. Well, the wall oven, because this house had a wall oven, and then it had like a drop-in cooktop over on the counter. So it was two different appliances. And the wall oven was starting to act real quirky. And as old appliances do, right? It would, the fan wouldn't want to turn off, you know, when it was cooling down, just all kinds of weird stuff. And so you're like, oh, it can't be without an oven. So I went online to kind of shop around for a replacement for a wall oven. Well, wall ovens are expensive. I don't know why. And our cooktop was also ancient. So we decided to take out the wall oven and the cooktop and just get a range, because it was going to be the same price, almost. It was just within, like, not even, it was a negligible amount of money between the wall oven and a whole range. And I was going to need a cooktop. I mean, I was going to need a new cooktop anyway at some point, because it was, you know, old and not always acting right and kind of ugly, and, you know. So right now my house looks like World War III has happened in it, because you know, we took the wall oven out, and then, you know, I had to remove all the pots and pans from the cabinets underneath the cooktop. Oh my goodness, it's just a mess. It's a mess. And it's just taking us a long time to get it done, and I'm kind of done with renovations. Not only do they, you know, are they expensive, but wow, the mess and the chaos that ensues is more than I want to deal with, I think. But anyway, it'll be great when we get it all finished. I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're done. You don't want to see it now. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Well, you can't even tell what's going on, because, you know, all my pots and pans are sitting on the dining room table, and you know, if you've done renovations, I'm sure you understand the horribleness of it all. So we also, like I said, all the appliances are old. The only thing that we bought when we moved into this house 7 years ago was it did not have a dishwasher. So we put in a dishwasher. So that's not old. But the refrigerator's old, the washer and dryer's old. So the refrigerator's getting replaced too, because I told my husband, I said, well, while the whole, you know, room is torn apart, we might as well get that done too, because we're going to hate ourselves if we get everything all put back together and nice and neat, and then the refrigerator dies, right? Let me zoom you in a little bit here. Yeah. And then the refrigerator dies, and then we're like, then you got to start all over again. So we're just going to go ahead and just do it, you know? Just do it. Okay, I'm going to get some glue. I'm just going to kind of tack everything together, hopefully without tearing too much apart. One thing that was cool though is that when we took out the wall oven, the cabinet underneath it, there was a hidden outlet, like an electrical outlet, inside the cabinet that we had never noticed before. And if you live in an older house, if any of you live in, you understand how much of like a score that is, because older houses were never built with the kind of wall outlets that we need in this modern day, right? I think we just have a lot more things to plug in than they did back in the, 1950s, right? So, and it worked. It worked. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. And then the other thing that turned out awesome is that because there's a wall outlet behind, wow, hi, big hands. I didn't notice, sorry. Because there's a wall outlet back there. Oh, I'm picking up the wrong glue, sorry. I can put the microwave, which I hate looking at. I can put the microwave in the cabinet and it'll be gone. And we won't have to look at it. Is that not the most awesome thing ever? It's like, because they're kind of big and we don't have a whole lot of counter space. So they kind of take up a lot of room. They're kind of bulky. And I don't particularly need to have one, but my husband would probably, there'd be mutiny on the bounty if we ever got rid of the microwave. So it'd be great to not have to look at it, though. We can put it in the cabinet and it will be out of sight. Oh, that will be that's like the most exciting thing out of the whole renovation, was being able to not see the microwave. How sad is that? Oh, it's the small things that make me happy. I'm a simple girl. I don't need much. There. I was like, where did I have that? You guys are all screaming at me. No, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. Okay, so there's kind of that so far. Do I want field notes or do I want some wee little numbers? Maybe some numbers that are in a thinner, a finer font. Then see how this is a heavier font and this is a heavier font. I think maybe a finer, skinnier font would work. I'm just going to pick some numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that's what's going on right now in my life. If anybody else is doing any renovations, I have sympathy for you, empathy for you. And maybe one of these days, our lives will be our own again. And we'll be able to, cook in our kitchens and... So the other thing is that the refrigerator will be here. They deliver it Friday, okay? And the thing is that the spot where the refrigerator goes, where the old one is short. See, older refrigerators were shorter than they are now. Like, you can't get them that short anymore unless you get like a little tiny apartment in that size, and that's not going to happen. Mama ain't got time for that. So the new refrigerator is going to be delivered Friday. We're going to have to like set it in like the dining room. Like when they bring it in, just say, oh, well, put it up against the wall. And then we're going to have to, at least this is how I think I'm going to do it. We're going to have to unload our refrigerator and move our refrigerator also up against the wall next to the new one, okay? And plug it back in and put everything back in it so that we have a working refrigerator. Then we can raise the cabinet that's above the refrigerator right now, it's like this much too short or too long. The space is too short. The cabinets are too long. So we're just going to kind of move those up a little bit, which, you know, easier said than done, right? And then when that is finished, we can, oh, and then I also, because I've never had a refrigerator with an ice maker in it. I know, you're like, welcome to the 20th century. I know, it's the 21st century, it's a joke. Let me zoom back out a little bit. So right next to the wall that the refrigerator butts up to is where the pantry is, and there the hot water heater's in there, and there is actually an extra little water stub out that was meant for a refrigerator with an ice maker if, you know, a person ever got one, because they kind of redid some of the things back in the 90s. It's just the little old man never got a refrigerator with, or he never hooked up the ice maker in his refrigerator. So we've got to plumb that through the wall so I can have ice, because ice is great, right? I hate running and getting ice all the time. So, okay, I'm gonna go run a stitch across this. I'll be right back. All right, so I just ran some stitches and then just some wonky ones up along the top. And I think I still want these little numbers up here just to do it. Just to do it. Over here, I get over here. All right. That looks awesome. Okay. And then we'll look in the book, we'll get it in the book, and we'll see if it needs, you know, if it needs anything else. That's how it's, this is, there we go. That's how it's gonna look. I don't think it needs anything else. I think I just kind of like it. Kind of like it, man. String's in the way. So I apologize for the shortness of the little video today. I have work to do and a deadline at the end of the week, so I've got to get my tuchus in gear and get my work done. And as much as I would just love just to sit here and hang out with you guys all day, that is not an option. Okay, I think this will be great. Number 1, the first journal with me of the year. And hey, we got it done before January is over. Barely. And then, because it's not glued here, because if I glue here, you would be able to see the glue peeking through. But since it's not glued there, if I felt like, you know, sliding something in there, like a secret note, where's a pen? How about a secret note? Well, it's not real secret. Since all of you are watching, it's not too horribly secret, is it? I'll just write one of my favorite forest quotes. How's that? And that it is, I find my soul in forests. I just think that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. But what I think I'll do, turn it into like a little tag of sorts. green or beige. Oh, I think I'm gonna go with beige. Look at me going with beige. Okay. Just for a little bit of wonderfulness. And I will tie these two ends in a knot so they don't unravel. And in it goes. Okay. Let's see, does it need anything else? So there's a couple kits that I put on Etsy today, and let me show you, because I was thinking about using one of these. So this is the Woodland clip art page, and it has 13 images. And what I did was I printed them on just clear, the transparent shipping labels. It's a full sheet of shipping labels, and I'll put a link down to these down below if you want to check those out. So I just used my Inkjet printer. I just set it that I'm printing on regular plain paper, but at a high setting, you know, at a good, you know, a good setting. It wasn't at the best, it was just on high. So, and it printed out beautifully, beautifully, beautifully. And then this is the garden flowers. So we have a branch of blossoms, and there's sweet peas and columbines and trumpet vine and geraniums and penstemon and all kinds of fun things. So what you do, which one do we want to use? I think I like this, red one maybe. Because they're clear, you just kind of cut around them loosely. No fussy cutting needed. So that's how I cut around it. And just peel the backing off. So peel that off, and what I think I'll do to kind of do something on the other side, I will mirror, you know, do some interest over here to kind of mirror what we're talking about. And see how it just disappears. It just disappears into the page, and you can stick them wherever you want to, right? So these will be up on, or they are up on the Etsy store. See, this one has 13. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one also has 13. So they both have 13 images that you could use, but they're great for sticking on packages, or you can journal with them and add interest to your journal pages, or greeting cards, or, you know, whatever. Stick them on your kid, on their forehead. Boom. Yeah, I guess that's it. All right, guys, I have to get to work, unfortunately, but it has been groovy hanging out with you guys today, and I will see you really, really soon in the next video. Bye, guys.